So I actually mentioned this story on Alejandra's episode, the mother-in-laws and moms episode. And I mentioned it in regards to a listener write-in. And the listener was basically like, my mother-in-law, we went to a wedding recently and she kept introducing us in a weird way. And she kept saying, this is my son, this is my daughter-in-law, and this is my baby. And kept pointing to her belly. And I was like, it sounded familiar to another Reddit story. So I went in my archives, dug it up. So that's the one that's up first. But I do want to say, we had a lot of positive comments on the YouTube that were like, maybe it's a cultural thing. Like, maybe she's just being really nice, blah, blah, blah. So that being said, I get some mother-in-laws are very nice and just very friendly. But this story is what gave me my uncomfy vibes and heebie-jeebies. Okay, you ready?
We're ready.
Very ready.
My stepmom tried to walk out of my home with her baby and told me she doesn't need permission to leave with her baby.
And it wasn't her baby. God damn it.
She married my dad when I was 15, and even though being 25 years age gap, she was more of an older sister and friend rather than a parent. We remained like this for a couple years, and I looked up to her a lot. Then the trouble started. I'd only been with my boyfriend for 2.5 years before I found out I was pregnant. Not only were we happy, but my in-laws and my dad were happy for us as well. My stepmom wasn't. The excuses started. I was too young. I wasn't married. This wasn't an environment for the baby to grow up in. She also wanted custody of our baby and wasn't happy when we told her we would be raising this baby. This went on for a while. We were no contact with her for a month. That was when my dad fully spoke to her and let her know her actions and words need to be kept to themselves. We were adults. We could make our own decisions. She did apologize to us and promised to stop. We gave her another chance. She had never done this before, and she could have been afraid for us, but we told her that we would be fine and always had things planned out if things changed in a heartbeat. She seemed fine for a couple of weeks, but then behind my back, she was pushing my boyfriend to propose. By this point, we were at the start of quarantine. His parents were stuck at our house as they couldn't fly home, and my boyfriend eventually decided that instead of telling me this, he went to his mom, who always wore the family engagement ring, and asked for it so he could propose. I caught on when mother-in-law accidentally let it slip. I sat my boyfriend down and told me that he knew we just had discussed marriage before, and both agreed we were happy and how things were in our relationship at the moment. He agreed, but told me what my stepmom told him. I wasn't happy, and after talking to my dad, she received a massive lecture from him. She called to apologize and to say she was just looking out for me. I told her thank you, but we were fine. I definitely kept my guard up after that. We had our son in August, and my dad and stepmom stood at the edge of our front porch while we stood by the front door so they could see him. My stepmom kept trying to come near the baby, which is where I would step back while my boyfriend would block her while my dad grabbed my stepmom. She kept apologizing, saying she kept forgetting, but for a week after that, she was constantly texting me every day, wanting to see the baby. My dad eventually made her stop after I told him. And I think the context of this is like it was really, really early on in COVID. Mm-hmm. And so they wanted to like keep her and everyone else away from the baby.
Yeah. Wait, and also I missed this. How old are they now?
There's been no mention of age so far. We saw her on Christmas. She wanted to constantly hold him, even went into his nursery as he slept and tried to pick him up as he slept. We always saw this on the monitors and yelled up the stairs for her to leave him. This led to a fight, and she left with my dad. I know they had a massive fight because Dad told me her reaction was something he had never seen. She had a miscarriage before they met, and her first marriage fell apart because of it. He thinks this has sparked up old memories for her. He promised to get her some help the moment he got back from his work trip. My boyfriend works with my dad, so he left too. I've been mostly alone with the baby all week. Yesterday, my stepmom wanted to come by to pick up something. I left her alone to get what she needed from my garage. I left my office door open while I worked and could see the baby who was on the floor in the living area. My stepmom was taking forever, so I went to check on her. She wasn't out by her car. So I took the baby and looked around the house for her. I found her in my son's nursery, packing up some of his clothes. I asked her what she was doing, and she told me she was taking the baby for a couple days. I told her she didn't ask for permission, nor was she taking him. That's when she got angry, looked straight at me, and said, I don't need permission to take my baby. I told her he wasn't her baby and she needed to leave or else I'd call the police. She continued to pack and ignored me. So I went to grab my phone. She then followed me down the stairs, screaming at me. She was leaving, but tried to grab my baby in the process. When she realized she wasn't going to get him, she screamed at me saying she only wanted to kiss him goodbye before leaving.
Okay.
I told
You're trying to kidnap a baby and then you're mad that they won't let you kiss goodbye.
Yeah.
I told my boyfriend and dad, and I know things didn't go well for her and my dad because she's now telling me that if I hadn't gotten pregnant, it wouldn't be causing problems in her marriage.
Yeah.
What is wrong with her?
This is mental illness. To me, like when I first read this one, I'm like, this sounds like a serious episode of like psychosis.
But how did this happen? Like I don't know. This just out of, how did just that spark it? Like how is there nothing
having a
else?
baby?
I know. Like was there any other signs? It sounds like everyone was besties and then this happened.
It sounds like the start to a horror film, honestly.
Yeah.
This is a
It's just
horror
like
This is
coming in,
reality, yeah.
like, this is my baby.
Yeah.
Just packing everything up
Wait,
and
yeah.
running out.
Did you guys watch Manifest?
A little bit, yeah.
Not fully through it.
Oh, you have to get to the end and this will spark some things for some
Some-
people.
Oh,
some
wow.
stuff.
All right.
Yeah, some crazy baby stealing happening.
Yeah, I think there's a couple more stories that we're going to read that are kind of similar to this, you guys, but I think there is just something that past traumas and like tension really comes up when people have babies.
So crazy.
But it like completely took over her.
She-
It's like she was on autopilot.
She's really enveloped in this baby now.
Yeah.
It's her baby. This is the story though. When I heard the one with Alejandra, I was like, ooh, like,
Yeah.
And a lot of people have written in since and been like, my parents, I live at home with my parents and they constantly call my baby their baby. And it's almost making me feel like my baby is my sibling.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's making me feel so weird and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Like language is just like so important. It's like, oh, like my little grandbaby.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
Well, it is kind of weird too because I think about I mean, my sister had my niece at a young age, and she ended up living with us for a little bit. And my mom absolutely was not like, this is my child or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, my mom went into like her mom mode, you know, because that's what she's known for her past 4 kids. So like she would help out and be like very motherly, you know, to.
Yeah.
but that's a grandma role.
But it is a grandma role. But
But she
we
wasn't-
all lived together, so I think it just like sometimes it was annoying to my sister because
Lines
it's like,
kinda blurred.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, know your place, grandma.
Yeah,
I
right.
I got this.
Yeah. But so
Yeah.
I think that can get confusing when you do have a baby and you're living with your parents when they're so young, you know?
Yeah.
Because the grandma it's like they go onto like this mode where they're like, I'm gonna help and take
Yeah.
care and all this, and like when they're all living together, then it can make the mother be like, all right, let's chill out.
Yeah. This is definitely not that rational grandparent stepping in behavior, though.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
not at all.
completely just this mental illness. Like, this is out of this world, not normal.
Yeah, this is some crazy shit.
Well, I had this one thought while you were talking about this, and I don't know, or I don't actually think this would be the case, but like in a crazy world, what if the stepmom was hooking up with the baby daddy?
Still didn't come out of her.
Yeah, but still,
I know,
you're not
but
going to be
I'm
like,
saying
this is mine.
No, I know, but I'm saying, wait, it doesn't work like that. What? No, but I'm just saying that like she could be so attached potentially to like the baby daddy that she was like, this should have been my baby kind of thing.
Update.
No official update. I'll read the top comments and then I'll read some top comments, or I'll read some comments from OP. So the top comment: does not seem like rational behavior at all. Please have a talk with your support system and make sure they all understand that this is serious. You need to protect your family, and her husband needs to get her medical attention that she so clearly needs. Be safe.
Thank God the dad is on the side, because what, like, you know how sometimes like they're
Yes.
like, no, you're lying, you're wrong.
Gaslight,
Yeah.
don't support, pick the wife's side. I completely agree. Like, to have the dad be like, no, like, get in line. This isn't normal. Like, he's constantly reprimanding her. I think is very, very, very refreshing.
Yeah, I agree.
Next comment. Yikes. You may want to make a police report or have it documented in some way. She also probably should not be let around the baby at all under any circumstances. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Very, very supportive. Like, you might want to get a restraining order. Your stepmom needs professional help. Because, yeah, it really does sound like her miscarriage seriously affected her.
Yeah.
And it's almost like some PTSD really, like, coming to light and being triggered. So some comments from
So
OP. I know I'm already talking to a lawyer and my in-laws have agreed to go with me to go to the police. I'll be doing that first thing in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least she has all the support around her.
Yeah, but still, it's just like forever now. You're just constantly thinking.
Well, I have a feeling what's going to happen is their marriage might not work out.
Yeah.
It's just
sorry,
wild.
But sorry, go on. Constantly thinking what? Justin?
Oh, I don't know. I just like initially when she was first saying it, I just thought if it happened to me, if I'm in that situation, I almost think when she first says that, you're almost kind of like, yeah, like, okay, nobody told me, and you kind of think it's a joke or something. But then when she's like freaking out, then it becomes scary almost. And then it is the restraining order
Yeah.
but it just sucks to even have to involve law enforcement into family matters like that. Is just so weird.
It's very common though.
No, I know it is.
It's so
No,
common.
I'm not saying it's weird in this, like, overall. It's just, if you were in that situation, it just feels very weird to have to call the police on your mother-in-law and just go through that, because then forever that's just kind of a strained,
It's not
weird relationship you have.
It's not ideal. And like, my family has gone through some shit. Like, my brother, one of the first times you met my brother, he talked about like a fight he had gotten into with my other siblings' biological dad. And I don't think the cops were ever called on that. And like, my mom, I've witnessed some like abuse from partners with my mom, and like the cops were never called on that, but like they definitely should have. So it's like, I wish they would have been.
But even though they weren't, those things still last forever.
They do. Like, that trauma sticks with you. It's obviously, it still affects me. It's shaped me. It shapes the way I look at relationships. And I think that's where a lot of my opinions come from, is like witnessing trauma and experiencing trauma like that. I guess, like, let's leave off. Like, there's been no updates on this lady. This post is 7 months old. There was never an official update after. There's only comments on the account and no posts afterwards.
Wow.
So
Hope she's okay.
hope she's okay. I would assume that it was handled very well. It sounds like she's got a great support system, and I think it'll be okay for her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
'cause-
would. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, because if there was some other crazy shit that went down, you'd think it would end up back on here.
I'm really surprised she did not update because of the fact she was very responsive in the comments. But maybe, like, it is also hard, like, once you get a lawyer involved, they don't want you speaking out. And I think a
True.
lot of people on Reddit don't update because of the seriousness of, you know, everything that's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would, because my thought is that either the husband is going to help his wife get some help, or she'll help herself. I mean, it needs to obviously happen from her. And if she doesn't, the husband probably has no choice than to leave her.
Yeah.
And then if he leaves her, then is this woman really still going to be attached to her, like, ex-stepdaughter's baby?
Well, is she going to
you
start
know?
stalking her?
Yeah, then it gets really
That would,
nuts.
I mean, that would be really scary. But I feel like the fixation is almost because they are, like,
So intertwined.
yeah. But who
Yeah.
knows?
Okay, so if you're listening to the podcast, you will miss my dad's hello, but tune in on YouTube to see his cute Wawa shirt.
Also, that pizza that your dad is making smells so good.
Yeah, wait, do you want any extra pizza? Hello?
Dad.
Come say hi.
Come say hi.
I like how he only responds to whistles.
Come say hi.
Come say hi.
Come say hi.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what are you wearing?
Yeah, this is perfect. Here.
This is perfect.
Come say hi.
Remember when you guys played that Pong
Say
game
hi.
on
Hi,
your
everybody.
phones from 2
I'm
different
just
rooms?
back.
You
There
gotta,
you are. Avocado.
you gotta duck a little bit so they can see your outfit.
Oh, I'm supposed to duck?
Yeah, you gotta duck.
Down.
There you go. Now you're in the view.
down.
Show them your avocado again.
Avocado.
Beautiful.
And the shorts. Love.
Oh my gosh, he's literally wearing a gas station like shirt. Wawa. It's a
No,
gas
what?
station.
Where did he get that?
I know. I feel like those are just out east.
They're in like Florida, I think too. My uncle Jimmy is a big fan of Wawa.
I'd say Florida's east.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's east of where we are. But like, I don't know, Florida's in its own little boat. They're so
Yeah, right.
wild.